Welcome to the upper frequency line. This is a recording of a live connection session with Eva and Therese. Please give yourself time to sit undisturbed during the connection. Sit comfortably with closed eyes or looking softly into the distance. What is happening in the field, in the greater field? It's quite a big and gentle feeling.
Yeah. Very soothing for me.
Yeah. It feels a little bit padded, like cotton wool or sort of soft clouds, soft low clouds. It's a woolly kind of feeling. It's very comforting.
Yeah. I'm feeling the shield here now as well. It's interesting how it's kind of skipping the timeline because I can, because I have the feel.
Because they are integrated with each other.
Yeah.
I didn't feel the shield there, but now that you say it, yeah, it is. It's integrated.
Yeah.
It's a bit the same feeling in the shield as in the general field. That sort of soft, cushioned, woolly kind of comforting, soothing feeling also in the pericardium shield.
Yeah.
It appears that they are kind of synchronized with each other.
Yeah, it's like they're on the same frequency, or like there's that aliveness in the shield that I can also feel in the greater field.
Yeah, they're very much mirroring each other, holographics of each other.
Yeah.
Even though they are different and they have, their different meaning and different jobs to do, if we put it that way. But they are holographic with each other.
Yeah.
Actually, it's quite the same as a pair of eyes. That when you move one eye, the other one moves too.
Yeah.
So it's like they're operating as a pair, except that it's actually a triplet, because triumvirate, because the heart field is also there. Okay, let's go and see what's happening at the frequency line then. Oh, there's a lot going on there.
Yeah.
There's almost like a drum roll, and like a drummer, and like a drummer in a marching band, or the drummer for an army. There's a lot of activity happening up there, and a lot of people. This is probably the most people I've seen. Oh, so let's check out what the numbers are. 35. Wow. What a jump. 35%.
That's what it was meant to. That's what you saw the last time.
Yeah, but I don't know, didn't I see that on the 30th?
No, you didn't see. You couldn't see what date it was.
Okay. Yeah, they're very active, getting ready for something. I wonder if there's more than Earthlings. I mean, the 35% are Earth people, but the activity is that if we remove Earth people from the activity, what happens? Yeah, then it's completely calm, and then everything dies down. So it's actually people. The 35%.
We're ready.
We're getting ready, at least. It seems like. And yeah, it's very active, getting ready for something. I've been that way too, I must say. I'm one of them. I've been very active, very busy, and sustainably so. Like I feel like I have the energy to sustain that as well, which is great. So what else? Is there anything else happening here, or is this the main thing today, all the activity?
What happened? Why was there such a big jump? Like what was that about?
So that seems to have to do with magnetism. But where does the magnetism come from? I don't know. It's interesting because I can still feel that frame that we had yesterday. Except and it's not so blurry. It's kind of blurry in the background, but the activity in the front is just inside of like in the foreground inside of the frame, that's actually not blurry. Like that's a lot of activity that is in focus. It's just the background that's blurry. So, but yesterday everything was blurry. We couldn't see anything, but now we can actually see into this, the promised land. It's interesting, the frame has changed as well. Now it's like yesterday it was more of a simple frame, simple wooden frame, white wooden frame. Now it's got quite an ornate, gilded, thick frame. Like, you know, like an antique painting. Interesting. I actually do have the feeling that all the activity going on in there is it's preparing for battle. It's like a battlefield.
Yep.
Like you can imagine, except it's a slight feeling of preparing for battle, but it's actually more like preparing for a huge big festival or something. You know, it's like grass and lots of people doing things here and there and organizing things, and so it's a very interesting. It's both at the same time. It's the feeling, you know, with the drum roll and organizing, you know, like hospital tents and I don't know, everything that you might organize beforehand if you have, you know, an area that's going to be a battlefield, or the area, it's not really the battlefield, it's the area that's sort of, you know, behind the battlefield. But at the same time, it's also like setting up for a festival. Like a midsummer festival or something like that. Not a music festival really, but, you know, like a big gathering of people without having, you know, any violence in mind. Maybe it still hasn't decided what's going to happen.
Yeah, maybe it's two different timelines.
Could be, yeah. Even with all this activity, it still feels very stable, very grounded, very, like there's absolutely no fear, nothing like that. It's quite matter of fact, the whole thing. Okay, now I'm starting to get a sense that the line is starting to, it's starting to pair up with the field, the heart field, and the shield. You feel that?
Yeah, I could.
Those three are kind of in line with each other, and the frequency line is off by itself, but it's starting to triangulate with those others.
I'm feeling the magnetism there.
Where? With the three?
Yeah.
Ah, maybe that's what's causing the magnetism. Let's see what happens to the 35% if they hadn't joined each other. Yeah, then they fall down. Okay, well that's interesting. Yeah. So when I hold those three, I can feel that my heart space gets magnetized to the frequency line.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, cool. Actually, it's not necessarily the heart. It's actually slightly below. It's like at the bottom of the heart. Like the line, maybe sort of diaphragm height. It's right at the bottom of the chest.
Yeah.
So bottom of the heart level. It feels like that line it's not completely ready for the fight and festival. There's a little bit of a sort of a niggly worry kind of feeling in that line, but then again, I have a lot of issues, gallbladder issues that manifest in that line, in that area. So it might be, my physical issues that are causing that sort of niggly feeling there. Because when I go out of that level, like my physical level, then it doesn't feel like that at the line in the busy field there. It's very calm, but very active. Okay, is there anything else you want to look at, or are we done?
I thought of something before, but I've forgotten about it again. I think that's it.
There's something showing up. So this thing that went around to do with singing the waters.
Yeah.
Aboriginal elder healer who was talking about singing the waters. There's something about that that's wanting to be in. So maybe if we just hold the thought of the rivers, the waters, see what happens. Oh, that's interesting. So what I'm seeing is 4 rivers that go out in 4 different directions. Not actually north, south, west, east. It's more like northwest, northeast. It's like more diagonal. But as soon as I hold them, they start to spin and become a vortex. What do you feel with the singing the water?
I feel that as in, I don't feel it as in the rivers, and I feel it as in the water in the bodies.
In people's bodies or
Yeah.
animals?
Now
Okay.
people's bodies.
Yep. So I've got a big sort of tornado or a vortex really going with these rivers in 4 directions. Oh, now I can hear the past. It might be the singers, or I'm not very familiar. I'm not familiar at all with how they sing the lines, the water lines. But it's like I can hear the voices of past, the ancestors maybe.
Yeah.
And it's getting louder. And then also one of those tools that they use to communicate with where they stand up on the top of a big cliff or something and they whirl this thing around. I don't even know what it's called.
It's like that it's all happening in my body.
Okay, the rivers have gone red. But like everything has gone red. Like very red. It's kind of like really sunset colors, but more red than that. It's
Like
landscape.
blood red.
Yeah, not as dark as blood, but more if you can imagine like using a red filter on a landscape picture of Uluru, kind of thing. So much more red and orange than it would be normally.
Yeah.
Oh, that's settling. It's the water lines. In this case, the 4 rivers are settling down, and it's all going blue tone. and nighttime, like I can smell the night. It's settling and becoming quite flat. Now a kangaroo has shown up too.
Skippy.
It's quite a hefty looking kangaroo, like thick. Maybe more of a wallaby. Or some kind of cross between the two. How's it going with your end?
It's I'm kind of feeling it when it's everything you're describing. I'm kind of feeling it in my body.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure where the kangaroo fits in, but I'm feeling him in my body. It in my body.
It's very much the base, the tail, like the base of the tail, that area that is most prominent on this kangaroo wallaby thing. Like, you know, the way it's kind of like sitting on a tripod stool, nearly.
Yeah.
And the view has changed a bit of these rivers now. It's really flat and really, like before, I was kind of seeing them from above nearly, but at a slight angle. But now I'm like on the ground, and the rivers are flat on the ground. And they're beginning to look more like rivers, you know, like normal rivers.
Yeah.
So I'm like down on physical level, standing by the rivers, or one at least. And they've taken on a very physical nature, as in the water is cool and blue. So it's still sort of, you know, nighttime, but not night. It's like late evening, at the end of dusk. But the water feels, it feels very there, very physical, very settled, very
alive and awake.
Yeah, alive and awake, but slow. But because it's majestic rather than blocked or anything, and it's moving, and it's very. The feeling is very. It's very grounded. Yeah. So the water is very attracted to the earth.
Yeah. And I can't help but wonder quickly, has something changed with the crowd now after the water have settled.
The activity on the line. Yeah, it has actually. It's the field is empty. Everything has been organized and cleaned away. It's an empty field. And actually now the whole field is in focus. There's no blurriness either.
That feels really strange. It's such a Truman Show feeling to that. It's like they have just opened the back door and just gone out of the whole field.
Yeah. But the other thing that also happened is that now there's no people there.
Yeah.
I can feel them around the edges, like behind the frame, but not in view. They're not in view. They're not, and no human activity in view either. And there's no feeling of activity either. I can just feel the people sort of around the edges, but it's like it's a clean slate. It's completely blank, except for the grass. Like it's grass. Nature is there, but all of the human activities and human signs of humans, there's no signs of them. Only around the edges. It's a bit of a sadness to do with that. The void of human part. Like a little bit of a faint sort of hint of lament. Well, that's changed. Okay. Now we have, they look like, I don't know what they are. Women in kind of lofty white dresses, but they could be, I'm not sure what to call it. I want to call it waifs, but I'm not sure what that is. They're a bit see-through. They kind of feel like human, but a bit more see-through. But they're moving, they're dancing, or doing circles, or moving about with sort of wavy, sheer clothes or dresses and shawls and things. So it could be a ceremony or a could be funeral as well, like as in etheric kind of funeral type thing. Okay, so now that changes, that bit of sadness or lament feeling goes with that. And there's a sense of new beginnings, new.
Yep.
So that was like a farewell ceremony, or a.
Yeah.
The,
Letting go.
like an end ceremony to the end. And maybe also, a lot of people.
Yeah.
But there's a new. I can feel children. I can feel a new beginning, new earth, and people. They look very. I don't know what to say. Naive, but in a good way, as in
innocent.
Clean. They're actually not quite naked, but nearly. They're wearing very kind of almost whitish see-through clothes as well. But these are human. These are not the waif women. These are humans. This is like a new, innocent new human population, if we put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Very young population too. There's like children and young people mainly. I don't feel really any old ones. It's not necessarily to say that all old people will die, but it might signify that it's a young new population.
Yeah.
And they are now in the picture, in the frame, clearly visible in there. I'm doing most of the talking. What are you feeling?
I'm just kind of feeling what you're feeling, and
okay. And okay, so now the frequency line has come much closer to the three.
Yeah.
The three fields. It's nearly together with the other. They're not on each other yet, but it's very close to it.
I think it would be tomorrow.
Yeah, could be.
It's just not that. It's missing that little bit of some maturity or something that is just missing a little bit of, or getting ready or preparation, or just I can just feel that little piece that's not there yet.
I think it is that the frequency line hasn't integrated with the other three yet, but it's very close.
Yeah.
But I can really feel that bit that's missing.
Yeah.
Of that. But now I can feel it's starting to settle with that that it's missing that little bit.
Yeah.
It's coming into peace and quiet with that.
Yeah.
Settling into that.
Yeah.
That it's okay that it's got a bit to go.
Yeah, exactly. No rush.
Now I can feel the grounding in the place where it is, which is kind of right next to the three. But it's fine to ground there and settle there. Wait for it to happen of its own accord. Okay. Are we happy there?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. you.